Just going back to Baker, Liam Baker from the Tigers. I did pen an article about a month ago talking about the pre-season draft opportunity to get guys that aren't signed. So he comes out of contract. I had Riley West at the top of my tree. He's gone on, had a really good last month. But Liam Baker has gone through. And when I read it, it was more about maybe he's not worth that much and they could entice him back through that channel. But what's he worth now from a pick point of view, Liam Baker? Because his last month has been enormous.
I think the money he receives will determine that the picks they get in exchange for a player like Liam Baker. He's finished second in the Richmond best and fairest. I think last year, this year he'll be up in the top 3 or 4 as well. He's been a very consistent player for a long period of time. Liam Baker, for a bloke his size, just his appetite towards the contest, provides a lot of run there. He's good at both sides of his body as well. I think he is the complete player. What that means in a monetary value, unsure. But
selection point of view. Is he?
I'd be throwing 4 or 5 years at him. He's still only 23 or 24 years of age. You know that his consistency at AFL level, you know what you're going to get out of him. He's a professional player as well off the field. So to be able to get him back and want to leave Richmond Football Club, who's playing in front of probably 70 to 80,000 people week in, week out, would be to try and lure him home in his home state, even though he's a West Coast supporter growing up. It would have to be a tenure of 4 or 5 years.
I have this theory about not making double mistakes. So the West Coast Eagles and Fremantle both make mistakes on Tim Kelly. They let him sit in the waffle under their eyes for 4 years and didn't select him. And then West Coast and Fremantle, because Fremantle, let's not forget, tried to get him back to their club, but he selected West Coast. And then they obviously sold the farm to get him back. Liam Baker's in the same boat. You missed him. He was there, and now you're going to have to give up. I would probably assume, Shep, Richmond given what you said about best and fairest, they'd probably want a second-round selection for him. Can West Coast afford, in this rebuild that we think they're going towards, to give up a second-rounder if, in fact, we think they're having a crack at Luke Jackson, which would take their first-rounder, if they can get another first-rounder, because as we know, this year they have to take one selection inside the first round. Would it look good from the football club to be targeting another, I guess, player that you had a chance to get at the start of his career?
I think he went pick 18 in the rookie draft. So I think not only these two football sides, but the sides over east had a chance to pick it up as well. It just shows you that players develop at different rates, and I think the top-end talent, probably the first rounders, you're probably going to get a 150 to 200 games out of that top-end talent. But anything after the first round, it's a bit of a lottery. I think in my draft, Max Gawn went pick 29, I think, and every club passed him up. And as with Nat Fyfe as well, he was pick 20. I think for a second rounder, if you can get Liam Baker as a second rounder, I think that'd be a good pick up for the club because he is only 23 years of age. He's got experience on the big stage. He's played in 2 premierships. And he's a very consistent footballer. I think what he brings to the football club over a period, he probably play for another 8 or 9 years. I think that's a big tick. If you get a second-round draft pick, which is a bit of the unknown, pick up and you say, play, say, 100 to 150 games of footy, you'll take that. And we all know he's going to probably play at that high level. So I think if you can get him as a second-rounder, that'd be a huge tick. And then for the Luke Jackson, you got to be inventive. So I don't think if we are got a pick in the top 5, I don't think that will get it done. If they do get it done, kudos to the list management and the West Coast Eagles Football Club. But I think it's going to take more than just that first round draft pick. So they've got to be inventive, and that's the process going forward for the remainder of the year.